I must thank you all again for joining me on today's 820 episode, today's urgency meeting, your daily 500 seconds of resilience. As I said before, and pardon me for restating this, but all these podcast themes and titles are distilled from the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. I won't jump into that in this episode, but if you get a chance, you want to get a little more background on the book itself, on me, myself, previous podcast, and maybe more the construct of resilience, of why these podcasts exist. It really is to give you bite-sized, digestible insights from the book. Which really is not just a theory, but is really me in writing, in print, but how I have, learned and observed through ups and downs, successes and failures, and use them as examples or models of what can help you on your journey. It will not be a one-of-the-world answer to all your questions, and actually there are no answers I can give you, just a way to refine those questions that make them more original and genuine to you, that then you can be open to receiving the guidance, the directions, the signposts, or the indications that you will feel at your heart, not in your head. You feel at your heart that that is where you're going, and you can be assured that you asked a question and now you're seeing maybe not the direction, but the approach you should take going forward. Today's topic is called the sum of our experiences. I've heard that before in casual conversations, in conferences, and at meetings, and just even in a bookstore. Some people have said that we are the sum of our experiences. I have to say I disagree with that. It sounds pretty innocent, but I disagree with that. To take that as, fact and an answer, that means there's some equation or ratio of pluses and minuses, ups and downs, rights and wrongs, lessons and courses attended or learned or forgotten. And that stuff together in some crazy equation ends up being a net sum that equals you, or those experiences equal me. I can't get there. Now, maybe you guys can help me understand maybe a more logical way to get there. But to me, that sounds like we are the sum of our experiences, like a final statement of who you are right now and what comprises you as you are right now. I can see that being useful for an epitaph or an epilogue, an unofficial and unauthorized autobiography, maybe. But I submit to you that there is no sum of you or from an undefinable beginning or ending. Even as a work in progress or an in-progress review, I would say this. Even given that statement, and I said this before, all models and all words are wrong. They can mostly, words and models, serve as useful references and resources, but they can never, the words or the models can never be the answer. It's all about the questions. Always about the questions. Okay, how about this? We are the summary of the questions we produce from our experiences. Let me say that again. I want you to at least consider that possibility. As a counter to we are the sum of our experiences, I'm going to proffer this to you as another way to look at it. We are the summary of the questions we produce from our experiences. And we can accept that statement if we also, as another part of that context, we are the summary of the questions we produce from our experiences and from our confirmed presence. You have to define that for yourself. I have positioned that early on in these podcasts about not this I'm saying it, I'm asking you to define your presence for yourself. Define what drives you for yourself. Define what is your beauty. What are you aware of that does drive you? I'm asking you to define that, not to take my word as fact or truth. It's my truth. It has to become yours. So I'm asking you to consider that each day, in each moment. Just something, maybe something new, something different to consider and observe. But as I said at the outset of this discussion today, I am questioning the summary, that all the stuff that's happened. Again, we're talking about before. What about those experiences that we haven't had yet? Not looking to the future. What about, take for one example, if we're a summary of those past experiences, what about the ones we still have yet to experience? Something to think about. Just consider that. We haven't experienced everything. I guess if we did, we'd be dead. We're still here to learn, to listen, to observe, to communicate our individual yet common purpose and message. There can't be a summary unless, as I said a few moments ago, just take a different side look at that statement. Not the sum of our experiences. What about the sum of the questions we produce from our experiences and what we produce from our very presence? I think that's a better way to, not a better way, another way to look at that statement. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. But I'm asking you now to question the sum. I almost like questioning the sun. You wouldn't question the sun. You're happy that it's shining and that it is striking this earth and making it spin. You wouldn't question the sun. So I'm asking you, don't question the sum. And don't wait for or expect an answer from the sum or from the sun. Experience it and go with what you produce from your questions and from your presence. Thank you again for bearing with me. I hope it helps. Hope it doesn't confuse you. But if it does, hey, reach out and tell me to reset my observations. Thank you once again. Stay present. Stay current. It is always a 20.